There's no doubt in anybody's mind that Forsaken is a big game, having 492 million visits and 95.2 thousand people playing currently. There's no doubt that it's a pretty popular game, not to mention it has an 86% like ratio with 512,000 votes, and it's number 2 in top trending just behind Grow a Garden. But there is one problem with Forsaken, and that's the game itself. It's hard to learn. It's a very hard game to learn, and with different people with different killers that do better and people with different survivors that do better, you are stuck with the base survivor, Noob, Shaletsky, and Elliot. And you're only stuck with one killer, and that is Jason. Why? I don't know. They added that. But don't worry. I'm going to help you learn how to play the game, while also giving you a tip on Two Time, the newest character, and why it's a good starting character, and what 2 killers you should get. Alright, let's get into it. Cool Kid is one of the cheapest killers in the shop, at the price of 900 coins, and is one of the cheapest killers you can get besides Jason. Cool Kid has 3 abilities, and we're gonna start with Corrupt Nature. Corrupt Nature. Cool Kid can throw an object that can go through walls, and when it hits a survivor, it does 15 damage, while also giving Slowness 1, that lasts for 4 seconds. It also gives the survivor a yellow outline that lasts for 10 seconds only, and has a cooldown for 12 seconds. Walk Speed Override. Alright, this is one of the abilities you'll use the most, Walk Speed Override. Walk Speed Override allows Cool Kid to lunge at someone with a sword fight on the height sword, and if it lands it will do 25 damage and will also give Burning 1, which lasts for 10 seconds, which can do 40 damage in total. After you use it, you have to wait 20 seconds to use it again. Pizza Delivery. This ability spawns 2 copies of yourself of pizza. It's related to Cool Kid's first hack, which was work at a pizza place. If one of the copies attacks someone, they will deal 15 damage, Burning 1 and Slowness 3 for 3 seconds, and it lets you know where a survivor is when they hit one. But they are easy to kill and disappear, having a 50-second cooldown. Also, Cool Kid's M1 does 26.5 damage and has a 2-second cooldown. Tips and tricks. It's good as any killer to kill the players with good classes. These include Taff, Chance, Two Time, Builderman, and Elliot. Also, you can use your copies to find the last person. I forgot to do this, so the noob got away. Alright, we're starting with our first survivor, Noob. Noob was one of the only base survivors you had before the 2-time rework. After the 2-time rework, Noob was overshadowed by Shaletsky and Elliot. But here's the thing, all 3 of Noob's abilities are actually the best for a last standing survivor. So I'm gonna explain all of the moves and how to use Noob. Blotzy Cola. As a noob, you are given 2 Blotzy Colas. If you drink one, you are given Speed 1 for 10 seconds and all existing slowness effects will be removed. After using one, you will have a 12-second cooldown. Slate Skin Potion. Just like Blotzy Cola, you are given 2 Slate Skin Potions. After drinking one, you are given an effect that only noobs can get, which is Slate Skin 2 for 6 seconds. I might be wrong, I'll correct myself in editing if I am. Giving you 80 overheal and not taking damage from any attacks. After it wears off, you are given Speed 2 for 2 seconds to run away, and then you have to wait 65 seconds to use it again. Ghost Burger. This is actually the first ability that doesn't have like a limit on how many times you can use it. Ghost Burger gives you undetectable for 10 seconds and invisibility for 8 seconds. After using it, there is a 45-second cooldown before you can use it again, and you can use it over and over again. Tips and tricks. Alright, so here are some tips and tricks for noob. If you're able to find an extra Blotzy Cola, take it because you might need it just in case you need to run, but you're out of Blotzy Cola. This has saved me before in many runs, and I got one in this run. Next is how to use Slate Skin and Ghost Burger. Now, Ghost Burger is good to use if you're going to use Slate Skin, because if you're getting chased, you can eat the Ghost Burger, try to hide, and drink a Slate Skin potion. which brings us to how to use a Sleep Skin potion. Drink it around the end of the round, or drink it if you're getting chased, and wait for a chance, 2-time, or any stunning or healing survivor to help you, but this only works if you try to get to someone or are close to someone. Alright, we're starting off with the new base survivor, Strzelecki. Strzelecki was once a survivor you had to buy, but after 2-time getting a rework, it became free, and is known as a really good base survivor to learn how to stun and heal. So here are some tips and tricks and what Strzelecki's moves do. Strzelecki can slash the killer with a sword fight on the Heights sword that will do 30 damage to the killer and will also stun them for 3 seconds. As you can see, I suck at being Strzelecki, so I missed. But you will also be slowed down for 1.575 seconds. But, lol, you will have resistance 2 for 0.575 seconds, which is a quarter of the time you are slowed down for. After using it, you must wait 40 seconds to use it again. Fried chicken. Strzelecki can eat a piece of chicken, restoring 5 HP for 10 seconds. In that amount of time, Strzelecki will regain 35 HP, but after the 10 seconds, you must wait 70 seconds until you can use it. After using it a second time, you can't use it anymore. Now, I don't play Strzelecki, as you can see, I suck at it, but I will try my best to give tips and tricks. If you are getting chased and are low, don't use your fried chicken first. Try to get close to the killer and slash them, to stun them, and hide. But be careful. They might try to bait your slash. Only use it when you're sure you're going to land a hit. If you miss, you might die if no one comes to save you. Now, if you are low but you're not getting chased, don't use your fried chicken, unless you're at 60 or 50 HP, because using it at 70 or anything higher than 80 is a waste, because sure, you'll have full HP, but you'll waste a fried chicken that you didn't really need. I was dumb because I forgot what the chicken did. I thought it made me faster, so I used it at 100 HP. So I suggest being careful using your moves, and try to think of a strat for Strzelecki. Our next survivor is Elliot. Alright, this will be your first healer, and best one actually. Like Strzelecki, after 2-times rework, Elliot became free. Now, Elliot is one of the hardest base survivors to use since you're a healer. But you can't heal yourself, only others. But don't worry, despite not being able to heal yourself, you have a move to save yourself, and 2 passives that can help you, and one actually makes your healing better. Not to mention, besides having tips and tricks, you also get perks from other players as Elliot. I'll explain those after I explain the abilities and tips and tricks. Passive, Order Up. Order Up is one of the passives after giving someone a pizza or completing an objective. You get a 5% increase in healing, which caps at 25%. This lasts until the game ends. Passive, Delivery's Resolve. Whenever someone takes more than 15 damage, Elliot sees a yellow outline of a survivor for 4 seconds, letting a nearby Elliot know that they need healing. Pizza Throw. Elliot can throw a piece of pizza at someone, which heals 35 HP. If the pizza does not land on someone, it will be highlighted in light green for 5 seconds. But as Elliot, you can't eat it, and it despawns 25 seconds after using this move. There is a 45-second cooldown, and you can't eat it if it falls on the floor, unless it's from a different Elliot, which brings us to the final ability, Rush Hour. Rush Hour. As Elliot, you start out with 1 charge for Rush Hour, but you can get another after healing someone, except for other Elliots. No, it does not stack. When using Rush Hour, you will gain Speed 3 for 3 seconds after using it. There is a 30-second cooldown. Oh. If I were Elliot, I would try to get close to my customer and throw them a pizza. It's much easier to land on your target, but is less safe. But if you are not good at aiming, I try to get close and throw a pizza. With Rush Hour, I suggest pairing it when you see someone's yellow outline, to get to them quickly and heal them. This will help them survive and give you an extra charge. As an Elliot, people will try to protect you since you are the healer, and healing them will actually make them keep an eye on you to see if you need help, at least for me when an Elliot saves me. As an Elliot, people will try to save you. Passive Ablation. 2Time has a bar on the side of the screen with the word Oblation. If 2Time fills it up all the way, he will gain a second life. After 2Time is killed, he will respawn with 40 HP, unless he is the last one standing. If he is the last man standing, he will be revived with 110 HP. But if he doesn't, when he respawns, he will be granted Speed 2 for 6 seconds and Weakness 5 for 12 seconds. Dagger. 2Time has a dagger. This is actually the main part of 2Time's spawn point. Anytime 2Time stabs the killer, the oblation bar will fill up with purple. Depending on where 2Time stabs, it will stun the killer and give him a certain amount of HP, and change how much he fills the bar. If 2Time stabs from the front, the bar will fill up to a little less than a quarter, while giving him 10 HP and resistance, while the killer gets Helpless 1 and Slowness 2 for 2 seconds. It will also do 25 damage. However, if 2Time stabs from the back, he will smirk and stun the killer for 4 seconds, while doing 35 damage, while 2Time heals to 20 HP if the killer hasn't been stunned already after using it. You will have a 30-second cooldown. When you crouch, your speed will be reduced to 9, and 15 when sprinting, but you will have invisibility and be undetectable for 15 seconds. Along with that, if you use your dagger, you will be able to lunge at the killer to stab them, giving you a long range attack. Kind of. But if you stay too far away from the killer while in a crouch, you will have slowness depending on the range, and while the cooldown is 30 seconds, if you are far away from the killer, it will go up to 50 seconds. As 2Time, you can set up a carved spawn point in the ground. When you die, you will revive where it was placed, but only if your ablation meter is full. But unlike with others dying, the timer will not increase. There is no cooldown and it's a one-time use. Tips and tricks. I suggest trying to surprise attack the killer around a corner or wall. So if they are chasing a survivor, hug the wall, and when they come around, backstab them. This will allow you to escape along with your teammate. For crouch, I don't know. I use it to get away. You could do a trick with it, I guess, but I don't know. Spawn point. I would set it up far away and hidden. Alright, I'm going to say it right now. You see a John Doe who has a expensive skin, you're cooked. John Doe is so broken. Like, his passive is broken, which is why he's at the top of the list of killers. And I'm going to explain all of his abilities along with some tips and tricks on how to use John Doe. When John Doe is walking, a path will form behind him, giving the corrupt effect to any survivor that steps in it. But not only that, if John Doe is stunned for more than 2.175 seconds, he will gain Speed 1 for 2.5 seconds. Corrupt Energy. John Doe can summon 26 giant spikes that last for 14 seconds before going away. John Doe can also curve them around areas, and the spikes do 12 damage and give you Speed 1. The cooldown is 18 seconds for this. Digital Footprint. John Doe stomps the ground 3 times and it places a trap. Stepping in one reveals the survivor's location and gives you Speed 1. You can place a maximum of 3 traps. They will also get Corrupted 1 and Slowness 2 for 10 seconds. There's an 8-second cooldown for this. 404 Era. Era 404 reveals the location of all living survivors for 4 seconds. There's a 20-second cooldown for this. As John Doe, your stamina drains fast. So as John Doe, you should try to corner survivors so that you can kill them easily. And you can make it so that no matter which way someone goes, they are trapped, or they have to take damage, which is the point of John Doe, which is to trap.